Henry Hank Aaron.
The Free Nationals.
Ebbets Field.
The beauty of baseball is that it is the most romanticized sport of them all. As fans, we mark periods in our lives by baseball. No other sport is quite like baseball. And whoever your favorite baseball player was when you were a kid is likely to be your favorite baseball player the rest of your life. For me, that player was the great Henry Aaron. As a kid growing up in Crawfordville, Georgia, Henry Aaron was my all-time favorite player and my childhood idol. The legendary Henry Aaron's career began in the Negro Leagues, 1952, with the Indianapolis Clowns. At that time, he was a skinny, cross-handed hitting shortstop. And so in the case of Mr. Aaron, he was a right-hand hitter who was hitting with his left hand on top. That is unorthodox. The fear is that you would break your wrist hitting in that manner. Henry Aaron is knocking the cover off the baseball in a highly unorthodox fashion. And the rest, as they say, is history. He would be shortly after discovered by the Boston Braves, who would become the Milwaukee Braves, who of course would become the Atlanta Braves, and Mr. Aaron will go down in this sport as one of his all-time greatest players. But it all began in the Negro Leagues in 1952.
Braves legend right there. The Hammer was destined to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time. All right, tally 1 hit and one ribby. Okay.
Here comes young Henry Aaron to the plate. That one missed.
Everyone thinks of Henry Aaron with that number 44 in his back, but his first number with the Braves was actually number 5. He didn't get 44 until his second season.
Center field, Newman under it. He's there. He's got it.
That's for the ribby.
Third, the relay throw, and he's in there.
I just
and
need a
run
hit.
Comes in to score.
Just need a hit. That's all we're looking for.
Crushed.
Let's go.
Field. This one's deep. Forget it.
That's how we do it. Fastest hands ever seen.
For a young Henry Aaron to leave Mobile to go join the Indianapolis Clowns, I think he had the fastest hands through the hitting zone this sport has ever seen.
Hank Aaron finds one he likes and singles into right.
As he himself would say, I never looked for a fastball because I didn't think anyone could get one by me. And he was only hitting about 467 when he was signed away to go join then the Boston Braves. Oh yeah, the Hammer was destined to be one of, and in the eyes from this kid from Crawfordville, Georgia, the greatest baseball player of all time.
Seriously announced that he was going to challenge the great Bambino. Has done it here tonight.
All right, what do we got here? Tally 2 hits. Okay.
So 2 down. Henry Aaron will hit next. He dives, but he can't make the catch. Still able to get it there in time. And
I thought he was going to beat it.
Speed, they get the out.
I was going to be able to beat the throw.
And there's a rocket into the outfield. Lead runner touches second, headed for third.
That's a double.
Lead runner holds at third. So
That's
two
a nice
runners
double.
in scoring position and just 1 out.
Just need one more hit. Come on.
High fly ball out towards left field. That one carrying. Get out of town.
Let's go. Let's go. That's how we wanted it. Never looked for a fastball. He never looked for a fastball. Tell you one extra basic. Got it.
In steps the hard-swinging youngster Henry Aaron.
Oh, wow.
There as he swings through it.
That thing was moving at 84 miles, but
Henry Aaron got to see Jackie Robinson speak in Henry's hometown of Mobile, Alabama. Henry told his dad he'd reached the majors before Jackie retired, and he was right. Aaron debuted in 1954, and Jackie retired a couple of years later.
Pitch
Good
misses
looks, good
inside.
looks, good looks.
Ball 1. Chris, that story you told about Aaron and Jackie is great. And it's a good reminder that Henry had more than just power in his game. He stole 240 bases in the majors, including 28 when he was 34 years old. That one ripped. Newman going back on this one. Hits the fence.
it's a double.
And he's got
We
a
take
double.
those. Patience, patience. Major League Dreams. Okay. In the closet, in the house.
Turn it up, son.
By now, Jackie Robinson had broken baseball's color barrier. The major leagues were no longer a pipe dream. This was very real. But Henry Aaron already knew he had the confidence because what he knew is, if I can play in the Negro Leagues, I can play in any league. That's how great the talent was in the Negro Leagues. And for those Negro League players and his Indianapolis Clown teammates, they were never bitter. They may have lamented the fact that this happened when they were beyond their prime. But what did they do? They protected that young ball player as much as they could. They tried to shield them from as much of the harshness that life on the road in the Negro Leagues presented, because they knew that a young Henry Aaron had an opportunity. And Henry Aaron and Ernie Banks and the other young stars that left the Negro Leagues, they never forgot that. They carried that spirit with them as they continue to make their journey and transition into Major League Baseball.
Nice. Okay, tally 3 total bases.
Henry Aaron digging in now.
Nice triple. Do that for me.
And he deals.
You know, we've talked before about Henry Aaron's consistent excellence, but one stat that really stands out is his single-season high for homers. only 47.
Ow.
He hit 30 or
I
more
should have waited on that pitch.
15 seasons, just like clockwork.
Kicks and fires. In the air, right side. Sizing this one up. Brings it in. Runner tags at second. And he moves
Got
up
him.
90 feet. Runners at the corners
Going
now.
somewhere,
One
me.
away.
About 90 feet.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. This one in the air, right field. Sellers on his way over. Makes the catch.
Should just let him stall, man.
What you were saying about Aaron's consistency, Chris, it doesn't happen without staying on the field. He played at least 145 games in 16 seasons, and that's tied for second all time. Base hit.
All right.
So they get a man
Bottom
aboard
fifth.
with a one-out single.
Finally got a. I need a double here. Need at least a double.
High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That one is back. And in one hops the wall. Around third.
Take our
He
double.
scores, and they
We'll
lead
take our
by
double.
2.
Pork chops. Interesting episode name.
What is so remarkable about Henry Aaron's journey to becoming one of the greatest of all time is that he really had no real opportunities to play organized baseball. But young Henry Aaron would take his mother's broomstick and he learned how to hit bottle caps with a broomstick. And if you can hit a bottle cap with a broomstick, chances are you're going to be able to hit a baseball. And Henry Aaron could hit that baseball. And I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that before he was known as the Hammer or Hammerin' Hank, his nickname was Pork Chops.
Oh.
The late Don Motley, who was the executive director of the Negro League Baseball Museum, he said, "Mr. Aaron, why do they nickname you Pork Chops?" And Mr. Aaron looks at him and says, "I guess that was the only thing on the menu that I knew how to order." So he found something and he stuck with it.
That's actually pretty cool. Broomstick and bottle caps. Interesting. Now they say that Jerry Rice used to catch bricks when he was younger, which is why he never really dropped too many footballs in the pros. When he worked with his dad owned construction, work construction.
Henry Aaron stepping in with a
Right.
chance to do some damage. And a pitch. Swung on, belted.
There we go.
Way back there.
Down.
On.
Needed one, we'll take 3. Spring training, okay.
Buck O'Neill's recollection of Henry Aaron is priceless. They're playing in a spring training game down in Mobile, Alabama, Kansas City Monarchs against the Indianapolis Clowns. Buck and legendary Clowns manager Buster Hayward, they meet at the mound to exchange lineup cards. Buck instantly looks at the lineup card and sees that there's a kid named Aaron batting in the 3-hole. Buster cracks up. He said, "Oh, Buck, you got to see him." Buck said, "Okay, well, we'll see what he got." Well, by the end of that game, this kid, Aaron, had gone 4 for 4 with 2 home runs. Later that night at dinner, Buck says, "Well, Buster, I ain't gonna have to worry about that kid, Aaron." Buster's like, "Buck, what you talking about?" Said, "By the time you get to Kansas City, he gonna be gone." True enough, he was signed away by the Boston Braves.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
That's actually pretty cool. Hey, don't have to worry about that kid, Aaron. By the time you get to Kansas City, he gonna be gone. All right. What we got to do in this one? Tally 2 hits. Okay.
So 2 down. Henry Aaron digging in now. Base knock
There's
center
one.
field.
There's one. Let's go.
That extends the inning.
After Henry Aaron signed with the Braves, he only spent 2 years in the minors. His second year was with Jacksonville in the South Atlantic League. Batted .362, led the league in 6 categories,
Missed that one.
and won the league MVP award.
Lifted in the air, right field. Sizes
Ah.
this one up. Hauls it in for the out.
That felt
You know,
good.
the way Aaron got started in the majors is reminiscent of Lou Gehrig and Wally Pipp. Bobby Thompson broke his ankle sliding in a spring training game, and the Braves called Aaron up to replace him.
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to beat it.
Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. Out on a bang-bang play, but he made it
Come on.
close. Aaron.
Oh,
swings
my
through it for
goodness
strike
gracious.
one.
Well, a come and get me fastball right there. He didn't look ready for the velocity. I think it'd be a mistake to throw him anything
Nope.
off speed
Nope.
right
Okay.
here.
Okay. Good eye. Good eye.
And that one is
Oh,
lifted
get
in the
down.
air. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that
I thought I was going to
concludes
get another shot. Man, I got the first
Here's
hit
the
that I needed, and
shortstop
then
at
just
the
nothing.
plate, Henry Aaron. On the ground, out to short. Slings it across.
Ah, I'm pressing
That's
too
the
much.
third out. Inning over.
Pressing way too much.
And that one in the air, center field.
Lay down these
He's
pitches,
under it.
man.
And there's 2 down.
Calm it down. All right, let's get it rolling here.
Hit pretty well in the air out to center.
Underneath it.
He's got it. Runner tags from third. He'll score on the sac fly. It's 3-1. The wind of the pitch.
There we go.
That's a laser base hit. And the leadoff man
Get back,
aboard.
get back,
Makes
get
the turn.
back.
He's digging for second. Back to first, and it's over his head.
Oh, I get one more shot. Ooh, let's go.
That's ripped to right down the line.
Ah,
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that is the third out of the inning. Henry Aaron digging
this is
in
tough. Come on.
now.
There we go.
Work into the outfield for a knock.
That's how we want to start it. Let's
So
go.
a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive. Bennett back to work.
Nope. Nope. Outside, outside, outside. Bring that in. Bring that in, sir.
Line of
Come
the
on.
pitch.
Bring that in, sir.
And that one
Oh,
hammered.
underneath it.
Newman going back. Pulls it in on the warning
Underneath,
track.
and I knew it. Nope.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Bring it up, please. There we go.
Out towards left center field. That's well struck. And it's off the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's go.
Tying runs at
Finally got
second
that one.
base with a double.
Next episode. Henry's skill set. Okay.
For a young Henry Aaron to go join the Negro League's Indianapolis Clowns in 1952 was truly a litmus test. He had no doubt that he would be able to move through and compete at a high level in the major leagues because of the talent that was there in the Negro Leagues. He gained the confidence that would allow him to ascend. He really never fashioned himself as a power hitter. He was a ball player who believed that he wanted to hit the ball hard every opportunity, and it just happened to go over the fence 755 times. But as I remind folks, he still has over 3,000 hits. His RBI record will likely never be broken, nor will his total base record. He simply did everything right, as Buck O'Neil would say. He was a beautiful ball player, and indeed he was.
All right. Batting for the Braves. Hit one home run. All right.
Young Henry Aaron digs in with the bases loaded and 2 gone. That one is absolutely belted. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases.
Clears it with a double.
Scores from first, extending their lead. It's 3-0.
Oh,
down the line,
I wanted that one.
Just foul.
In his second season, 1955, Henry Aaron told the Sporting News, last year I
outside.
was sort of a kid and I was a little scared. I ain't scared anymore. That was his first of 21 straight All-Star seasons.
Up the middle, Whitman throws the first in time. Henry's humility and strength were just remarkable. He chased down Babe Ruth's home run record, enduring bigotry and death threats along the way. And
there we go. Get out.
Incredible class and grace. Fox ranging back to the warning track, makes the catch.
I thought that last one was gone.
Wide of third. Out there to center, sizing this one up, and he makes the catch. And that should get the job done as he tags from third. He's in on the sac fly. It's 6-1.
Come on.
This to center field.
Oh, wow.
Fox moving under this one. He's got it, and that is out number 3.
I hit brought him some ribbies, though. This is not a home run.
So 2 down, and now the shortstop, Henry Aaron.
Oh, give him a little shin music.
In his second season, 1955, Henry Aaron told the Sporting News, last year I was sort of a kid and I was a little scared. I ain't scared anymore. That was his first of 21 straight All-Star seasons.
Died at the warning track. I'm died at the warning track.
That one hooked foul. Henry's humility and strength were just remarkable. He chased down Babe Ruth's home run record, enduring bigotry and death threats along the way, and he did it all with incredible class and grace. And he's there at third with a triple.
Okay. Triple doesn't mean anything.
And that's
bring it inside.
The inside edge. And that is ball one. There's a swing and a drive. It bangs off the wall. The run comes in from second. It's 3-zip, and that's a double.
This one is not fun.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one.
0-1.
That
One
misses.
ball, one strike.
And 1-1.
A little too early on that one.
Man at second. Lifted in the air, right center field. Sizes this one up. Snags it for the second out.
One more chance. One more
Henry
chance.
Aaron digging in now. This to third.
Ah,
And it gets by him. And that keeps the inning
Bummer.
alive.
bummer. These home run
Young
ones are
Henry Aaron
pain.
digs in with the bases loaded and
Tell ya.
2 gone. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. One runs in, fires it to the plate. It's offline, and he scores.
2 runs, okay.
Payne back to work.
Underneath
It's
it.
fouled away.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
That's to third, Casey. Sends it to first.
Man, I'm swinging at everything.
And a quick out, number 1.
Gotta stop that. There we go.
Swings
Get
and
out.
lifts one to deep center field. Fox going back. Grabs it right up against the wall.
Said deep center field, killing me.
This one
There we go.
hit well. Way back there. Out of here.
Finally one not to deep
Henry
center.
Aaron has his first big league blast.
Good. God. A memorable museum tour. Okay.
And no matter how tall and how high the mountain is, that if you try hard enough, that you can reach the top.
Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, but you can't forget from sundown to sunset. Nah.
One of my fondest memories out of so many great memories here at this museum was getting to walk my childhood idol through the Negro League Baseball Museum. And so as we are making this walk through the museum, we get to what is my favorite photograph in the entire exhibition. It's a nondescript photograph of then a very young Henry Aaron, 18 years old. And he looks at me and he says, "Well, Bob, I may have had 2 changes of clothes in that bag, $1.50 in my pocket, and a ham sandwich that my mama had made me, going to go chase that dream." It worked out pretty well for the ham.
Yeah, it did.
For a lot of visitors who come in, and they're very respectful when I'm telling them the stories of Josh Gibson and the other heroes of the Negro Leagues. But you could almost discern that they're saying to themselves, I'm sure they were pretty good, but I don't know if they were as good as Bob says they are. But then you get to that photograph of a young Henry Aaron. Many of our visitors are shocked to discover that it all began in the Negro Leagues. It opens their eyes to the possibilities that just maybe there could have been some ball players who preceded Henry Aaron that were just as good who never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues.
True.
The Negro Leagues Baseball Museum brings them all to life.
Hank Aaron is complete. Got two. We have Toni Stone. We have Willie Mays. Have to complete them two before we can get to Rube Foster. I'm gonna save Toni Stone for last. We're gonna hit Willie Mays. Toni Stone was one of my favorite cards to use in man, it's yeah, trying to finish these up. Almost done.
Like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear, but you can't forget.
Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama.
Rickwood Field is the oldest active professional baseball park in the country. It was built in 1910. Coincidentally, it was inspired by Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, where a lot of Negro Leagues history was also made. Who knew that it would become such hollow ground? Because it has bared history to not only many great major league moments and many great major league ball players, but it was also home for the Negro League's Birmingham Black Barons, another team born out of the ashes of American segregation that brought great joy to the African American community there in Birmingham for many, many years. It is a majestic old stadium, and I'll never forget walking on those grounds for the very first time. Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, Buck O'Neal, they all played on that field. And man, if those walls could talk, how special it would be. Willie Mays, who as a 17-year-old walked on that very same field, patrolling center field for the Birmingham Black Barons.
The
No
Birmingham
one would
Black
have guessed
Barons.
that this budding, inspiring ball player would become recognized, arguably, as Major League Baseball's greatest player.
Say hey, Willie Mays Hayes here. Run like Mays and I play like Hayes. How you do? How you do? My man. Tally one hit. Got it.
Young Willie Mays steps into the box, all of 17 years old. Swing and a miss. And
Too
it's
late
a
on that
ball.
one. Good lord.
We talk a lot about how Willie Mays was a five-tool player. People focus on his fielding, his hitting, his speed, but you know, they forget about his arm. He actually started out as a shortstop, but threw so hard it hurt to catch his throws over at first base. So he got moved to the outfield.
And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. O'Neal makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Hammers down
There we go.
deep left field, and forget it.
Sayonara. Sink or swim.
Where I grew up in the country, you know how you learn to swim? They threw you in the pond. And you either sank or you swam. And that was much the case for these young athletes as they were moving into the Negro Leagues. You got thrown right into the pond with those older ball players, and you can either play or you can't play. Now, Willie Mays was a tremendous athlete. He's quarterback in high school. Ultimately, he had to cut deal with the high school so that he wouldn't lose his eligibility for football. This is a 17-year-old kid playing with grown men, and he more than held his own. kind of eased him into it early on. But you can't hold that kind of talent down. No, this talent was just exploding at the seams. As a matter of fact, his first game with the Birmingham Black Bear, young Willie Mays collected 2 hits. On the way to what was about to become one of the most dynamic careers in baseball history.
Willie Mays night. Makes a basket catch, Willie Mays style. Tally, 2 hits. Got it. Let's do it.
Willie Mays digging in with a runner on first and 1 gone.
Oh.
Hard hit, but right at him in left.
I thought I was going to
Willie
land.
Mays had 2 role models as a kid for how to play baseball. Joe DiMaggio and Willie's dad, Pat Mays, who was a steelworker and a star outfielder on the company team in the Birmingham Industrial League.
That one the other way.
I like
Makes
that,
the
though.
grab, and
Good
that's
Lord.
the inning. The line to kick the pitch. On its way to the corner. Walker on the move towards the line. Can't get there. This one lands foul.
Cat Mays really gave Willie his love of baseball. He taught him to walk by putting the baseball on a chair a few feet away, standing him up, and encouraged him to go for the ball. Cat let Willie sit on the bench.
Willie Mays digging in with a runner on first and 1 gone.
You need to get these hits.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And that should be extra bases. Lead runner holds the third.
There we go. Let's go.
So 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
I need 1 more hit here. Come on. We got this.
And that one fouled off.
Willie Mays had 2 role models as a kid for how to play baseball. Joe DiMaggio and Willie's dad, Pat Mays, who was a steelworker and a star outfielder on the company team in the Birmingham Industrial League.
Oh, I thought that was going to drop.
Cat Mays really gave Willie his love of baseball. He taught him to walk by putting the baseball on a chair a few
bottom
feet
of
away,
the
standing him
6th.
up, and
No, I
encouraged
might be
him
able
to
to
go for
get
the
1 more
ball.
if I don't get this.
Cat let Willie sit on the bench during his games, and that's where he got his baseball education, dude.
Into center. Gets under it.
Got under it too much.
Hauls it in for the out. You brought up Willie's baseball education, Chris, and it really stuck. His instincts were tremendous. One of his managers let Willie direct all the other fielders. A reporter asked why, and the manager said, because he knows more than I do.
Come on. We got this.
Now the 0-1.
Oh.
Late swing, fouled off.
Going back to Willie's love for Joe DiMaggio, the admiration was mutual in the end. DiMaggio once said that Willie was as close as you could come to perfection on the baseball field.
They get the force. Out number 3. 1 down. Stepping in the long ball threat, Willie Mays. Here goes the runner. Pitch in the dirt. And that's a stolen base, not even close.
There we go.
Deep to left.
That crack of the bat.
Here, home run.
Let's get this other hit, shall we? Stop messing around.
In the air, out towards left center. That gets down for a hit. Miller around third. The tag
Safe.
is in there.
Let's go. Love it. Talent exploding at the seams. Brown, brown. I have control of you. I have control of you. Alright, tally 1 extra base hit, so I need at least a double.
Willie Mays steps to the plate with a chance to do some damage for Birmingham. Line drive, base hit. Headed for the plate. Now a long throw home. But it's
Nope, that's not going to happen, that one.
Lead by 2. The pitch.
Oh, why am I swinging that inside
Willie
pitch?
Mays the greatest player of all time. His longtime manager Leo DeRocher once said, if somebody came up and hit 450, stole 100 bases, and performed a miracle in the field every day, I'd still look you right in the eye and tell you that Willie was better.
Up and in, and it's 2-1.
You don't want to pitch to me.
Said that Willie stood head and shoulders above every other player, and that it was a thrill to play against him. Willie McCovey said it was an honor to wear the same uniform. And Henry Aaron even considered.
Hey, what's going on, baby? Hold the slabs. How we feeling? Welcome in, welcome in. Another hit, man.
Left field. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away. Back here at Comiskey
I have
Park,
2 singles, but I need a double.
As he turns on the rubber with that good live arm deliveries. Hit in the air, center field. Newman makes the grab, 1 down.
Even as a high schooler, you could...
Yes.
Willie Mays steps to the
we
plate
got
with
this.
a chance to do some damage for Birmingham.
This is going to be the one.
In the air, right field, drifts towards it.
Nope,
He
not
makes
this
the
at bat.
catch, and there's 2 down.
Not this at bat.
Swing and a ball lifted.
Not this at bat. So unless that carries.
And that's out number 3. Now fly ball to right center. Sellers on the move. He's got it. 2 away down. Now the left fielder, Willie Mays.
Top of the 9th. Come on. There we go.
Blast one deep to left center. And it hits the fence. And
Took me
Mays
to the
picks up
last
the
at
double.
bat of this one to get it. Oh, that's crazy. Better than that.
Well, what made Willie Mays so special was that he was a 5-tool kind of baseball player, and he did everything with grace and flair. As my friend Buck O'Neill would say, he was better than that.
But the crowd still loved Willie.
Willie Mays was never booed, even in the opponent's ballpark. That's the reverence that people had for Willie Mays, because he was so affable and he was so likable. Here's Willie Mays walking through the streets of Harlem, playing stickball with the kids. I mean, how special would that be to see that happen today? So you combine all of that with off-the-chart talent. You can see why Willie Mays is so beloved. People measure times in their lives by Willie Mays. They named their kids after Willie Mays. That's how special he was.
People measure times of their lives by Willie Mays. tally 2 Arby's, 2 ribbies. Got it.
Willie Mays digs in with a chance to break this one open early for the Black Barons. And the pitch. Swing.
Not swinging that stuff like that.
Slider right there.
0-1.
Oh, that's inside.
In the dirt. Wow, that's a great job behind the dish there.
Willie Mays was really beloved across all of baseball. In his last game before joining the Army, he got a standing ovation in his last at-bat, even though the game was at Ebbets Field, home of the Dodgers. One writer said it was amazing because in Brooklyn, giant is the dirtiest word in the language.
To third,
There's
not in
one.
time to get him. He's safe as the run scores on the sac fly. Drake back to work. This ball's chopped in the ground. One out in the bottom of the 4th.
Not like that.
Chris, you mentioned how revered Willie was even during his playing days. When the Giants traded him to the Mets in 1972, they retired his number 24 just a few days later. Willie played another whole season after that. Drops into the glove. Runner tags at second. Cut off. Throw to third. Not in time. He's safe.
All right.
Anytime you got to see
I need this
play,
to be
you
to
knew
the
you were
outfield.
gonna see something special.
Absolutely, Boog. He led the league in homers 4 times, led the league in steals 4 other
There we go.
times, and nobody has won more Gold Gloves as an outfielder than Willie's 12.
Forget it.
Gone. Let's go. That's how we wanted that one. Young Buck.
A year the Stars reached new milestones and rewrote the record book.
Well, Willie Mays is easily one of the most iconic figures in baseball history. But before he was the Say Hey Kid, his nickname was Buck, Young Buck. 1948 Negro League World Series, the Birmingham Black Barons are facing those vaunted Homestead Grays that were still a juggernaut. And can you imagine at 17, you're in the midst of a Negro League World Series as a 17-year-old, and you're right in the middle of the action.
Far back, the ball it in.
And there's young Willie Mays helping the Barons win the lone game that they won in that series with a walk-off.
I have a feeling I'm gonna have to hit a homer in here.
I am sure it ranks as one of those special moments out of a career that is filled with many special moments. But at 17, you walk it off in a Negro League World Series game. That's pretty doggone special.
Yeah. I would say that's definitely pretty special. All right, tally 1 hit, tally 1 ribby. Okay.
Willie Mays up now with an opportunity to walk this one off for Birmingham. First
Well, that's
off,
that side.
this is badly for ball 1.
Bring it inside. Bring it inside.
And another ball.
Gotta bring it up a little bit more.
This guy's got good power with one swing. He can win it for him. Swung on, belted. Ball
Just
game.
like that.
Mays brings home the winning run, and the Black Barons.
Big fish.
My dear friend, the late, great Buck O'Neil,
The
would
late,
say
great Buck O'Neil.
without hesitation that Willie Mays was the greatest major leaguer that he ever saw. So John Donaldson, one of the greatest left-handed pitchers this sport has ever seen, knew the game of baseball inside out. So it was no coincidence that after his baseball career, he would become a scout, a great scout, because he had a tremendous eye for talent. And I guess you could say the big fish that got away was Willie Mays. And he knew young Willie Mays had superstardom written all over. Not stardom, but superstardom. And I think the legendary John Donaldson knew that he would never find another Willie Mays.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
And the fans go wild.
What are we doing in this one? Tell you one ribby and one extra base hit, so I need a double and a.
Willie Mays steps in for the first time in this one.
If I can hit this one to the gap, I might have a chance.
Outside, and it's 1-0. There's so many legends about Willie Mays. One of my favorites is the story he told about the only time he played against Satchel Paige. Willie was just 17, but he says he hit a double against Satchel the first time up. And that's a base hit. And they'll score first. It's one zip. Tag at second, and he's out.
I tried it.
The pitch. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That one back there. And
Gone. Let's go. Need those. The catch.
Long before the catch was made there in the Polo Grounds, young Willie Mays had been patrolling center field for the Birmingham Black Barons. 1949 is when he plays his first game there. But this wasn't uncommon for Negro League teams. Negro League teams were oftentimes playing in Major League stadiums. They would rent those stadiums, and that is part of the reason why it took so long to integrate the game, because Major League teams were making money from the Negro Leagues. So Willie Mays had been patrolling that spacious Polo Ground center field, where I can tell you now, you needed the legs of Willie Mays to patrol center field in the Polo Grounds. When that ball went up, they were all yelling, "Go get it, Willie." And Willie went and got it. But the thing that is oftentimes overlooked, and it speaks to the cerebral nature of Willie Mays, was the throw that prevented the runners from advancing. Gives you an idea of how in tuned Willie Mays was into that moment. The Giants, of course, would go on and capture that World Series, beating another former Negro League, Larry Doby and the Cleveland Indians.
All right. Record one putout, don't make one error. Okay. Can't guarantee nothing.
Go ahead, run on base. So here's Murphy now. The right-hander back to work. There's a long drive way back in center field. Mays racing for it. He got it. Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a tremendous catch. Throw is high and over his head.
Oops.
He's safe.
Hey. Throw is low and he can't pick it. Runner around third on his way to the plate. Puts the tag on him and it's a double play. But one run is in to score.
I only threw an error on a throw, but okay, I'll take it. 24-time All-Star. Tally one extra base hit and 2 hits. Okay.
20-year-old
All right.
Willie Mays steps in with a runner at first and 2 gone here in the first inning. That one fouled off.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, you want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
That's back. And it's off the top of the wall. Coming
There's
home.
my extra base hit.
He'll score easily. And they
I just
lead
need a
by
hit.
3. Here's a fun nugget on Willie Mays. In 1954, he played winter ball with the Santurce Crabbers in Puerto Rico. One of his outfield teammates was a young Roberto Clemente.
No, not a lot of singles getting stretched into doubles against them.
That's a sacrifice fly as he comes across, and they lead by 4.
Inside.
Wow, close with that one. Ball 1.
Hard to imagine Willie not thinking he could succeed at the major league level, but when the Giants called him up, he didn't want to go.
There we
He didn't
go.
think he could hit big league pitching, but he was hitting .477 in AAA at the time.
He pulls into second. A run comes in on the play.
There we go. Got that one done. What if?
The San Francisco Giants had the major's first all-black outfield. All 3 players were former Negro League stars. Hank Thompson, who was actually an infielder by trade. Willie Mays, and of course the great Monty Irvin. That was a tremendous outfield. But it also makes me reflect back to the fact that $25 kept us from having an outfield that could have been Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, and Monty Irvin.
Huh.
The Braves offered Henry Aaron $25 more a month. They outbidded the Giants, and Henry Aaron took the Braves' offer $25.
Oh, man.
But maybe it worked out the way that it was supposed to work out, because those 2 legendary former Negro League stars blazed their own paths to stardom. But I can tell you now, if you'd have had a lineup that had Henry Aaron, Willie Mays, and Monty Irvin in it, it would have been a nightmare for everybody they played. It just leads you to wonder what if.
Crazy to think. Tally total 3 bases. Okay.
Here's Willie Mays stepping in for the first time in this one. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And that keeps the inning going. Fouled off. He was late.
You know, Willie Mays bookended his pro career with World Series appearances. He went in 1951 with the Giants and in 1973 with the Mets. And his first pro season with Birmingham took him to the Negro League World Series.
Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning.
I still need two more bases.
In a pinch. to center and a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Oh, okay. I need one more at bat. Let me give my chance. I just need one more hit.
Ground ball left side.
Nope.
And no throw for some reason as he reaches first.
Let's go. Toast of Birmingham.
Tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus.
Segregation robbed us from seeing all the great stars take the field together.
I can't hold a frown too long. I can't stay down too long.
As baseball fans, we were absolutely cheated. How much better would our game have been? But what segregation also did was it created this enterprise known as the Negro Leagues. So while Rickwood Field once upon a time had been segregated, who knew that it would be Birmingham's blackberries that would actually become the toast of Birmingham? As we celebrate Rickwood Field and all the history that made Rickwood Field such a special place, but no one made it more special than the Negro Leagues. And there's been no more special of a ball player than Willie Mays.
The Willie Mays.
First ballot Hall of Famer. Should have been unanimous. But the bridge for him to the major leagues began in the Negro Leagues, right here in this very ballpark, Rickwood Field.
11 gold gloves for his electrifying play in center field. His 660 home runs are third all time. Say hey, Willie Mays!
I know couple things I show, couple things I don't.
Awesome. Now, time for my favorite card that I've used. I'd like the Breaking Barriers Toni Stone card. I have the 99 as well. It's Tony time.
The beauty of the Negro Leagues is that they didn't care what color you were, and they didn't care what gender you were.
This is a man's world.
Toni Stone, the first of 3 pioneering women to play professional baseball.
But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Toni Stone was a tremendous athlete who started playing professional baseball with the San Francisco Sea Lions, then would join the New Orleans Black Pelicans before making baseball history as a member of the Negro League's Indianapolis Clowns. She would join the Clowns in 1953, second baseman. As a matter of fact, she took the roster place of someone you've likely heard his name before, the legendary Henry Aaron.
I played good ball for players. Then it became City Miners, and then in back east, the Clowns.
Indianapolis Clowns?
Yeah, the Indianapolis Clowns.
You're playing second base?
Second base.
Was there a marketing slant to this? Of course it was. But what in business is not about marketing? But it certainly does not diminish the talent that Toni Stone brought to the table. And Toni Stone faced her own challenges playing in the Negro Leagues. Of course, she had to fit in with the fellas, and you had to earn their respect.
She swings that wood just as hard as many men.
And she was certainly able to do that. As a matter of fact, the more they challenged her, the more aggressively they played trying to prove a point that she didn't belong, the better she responded.
The harder they knock me, the harder they kick me, the harder I come back.
The more they challenged her, the better she responded. Tally 1 hit. Okay, let's do this.
Here's Toni Stone stepping in for the Clowns.
There we go.
That's a hit.
That's how we started off.
They get it in quickly.
That's exactly how we started off.
Second, now 1 out.
Divine intervention.
I guess you could say that Toni Stone's improbable journey into professional baseball had a little divine intervention. Because when she was 10 years old, Toni Stone's parents, who was not exactly happy that she had fallen in love with baseball, and so they brought the priest to sit her down and have a conversation with her. Well, the priest had seen Toni play, and so what did the priest do? He signed her up to play for his baseball team. The rest, of course, is history.
I didn't know what to really say in Cooperstown. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Daddy. I don't know what I was thinking then. They was trying in so many ways to stay out of baseball.
Hey, shout out to her for staying the course and following her dreams, you know? Tally 2 hits. Okay.
Toni Stone digging in, a chance to do some damage here. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there.
Gone. Let's go.
Toni Stone's mom wanted her to try figure skating instead of baseball, thinking it was more feminine. She bought Toni a pair of skates, and Toni won the St. Paul skating competition.
On a line out towards center. And that is that. Base is empty with 2 away.
I have one more
Here's
shot.
The second baseman, Toni Stone. Bounce to the left side.
I was very early on that curveball.
And Stone is retired. And that is that.
Start off with a 3-run shot and then
Toni Stone digging in, a chance to do
crazy.
some damage here. Ball 1. This one in the dirt. No movement
I almost
on the
swung at
base.
that.
It's ball 1.
Toni Stone's mom wanted her to try figure skating instead of baseball, thinking it was more feminine. She bought Toni a pair of skates, and Toni won the St. Paul skating competition.
In the air to left center. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out.
I got underneath
And
that.
There's 2 away.
Figure skating didn't really stick with Toni, though. She said she brought the trophy home, handed it to her mom, and picked up her bat and glove. Baseball was her first love.
This one smacked out to left center. A dive, and he can't haul it in. 1 run is in. Around third. Now 2 runs score.
Safe.
You know, about the only talent her family had that Toni did was music. Her mom and aunt played piano, and her brother played saxophone. Toni tried the drums, but it really wasn't for her.
Too far inside.
That one is inside ball 1. The kick in the pitch. Runner goes.
Get down. Thank
And a
you.
base hit into right center field. And now they'll have runners on the corners with 2 away.
Thank you. Come again.
For Toni Stone, there was already immense pressure to go play with the men. But when you step in to try and fill the enormous shoes of a young phenom by the name of Henry Aaron, that pressure is even greater. You see, Henry Aaron had played while briefly with the Indianapolis Clowns and had put on a show for the 3 months or so that he was with the Clowns.
Appreciate the alert. Appreciate
And
that
here
resub.
comes
Happy
one
Friday.
Toni Stone to step in and fill his roster place in 1953. Now, you can't feel the shoes of the hammer, but Toni Stone rose above it all and played this game tremendously.
Is among the league leaders in hitting and stolen bases.
Making history as the first woman to play professional baseball.
Alrighty. What do we have up next? 1 RBI. Okay. We got this.
Stone steps to the plate with the bases loaded.
Oh!
Oh, that got him. To first, and she beats it. Everyone's safe as a run scores on the play.
That's how we do it. A liner right off of the pitcher. That's hilarious. All right, 3 total bases.
Toni
Got
Stone
it.
digging in now. Now a high fly ball out to left
That's
center.
not gonna do it.
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that
That
is
won't do it.
that. Here's the swing and it's
See ya.
left field, and she
Tony
knew it.
time. Gone. Fearless.
The fear that was oftentimes associated with the women playing the game was that they might get overpowered at home plate. But you see, Toni Stone was fearless, so she wasn't worried about getting overpowered. She held her own in the batter's box. But in the field, she was just as adept at playing second base as the fellas was. And she could field her position. Great range, a strong throwing arm that she oftentimes showcased to the delight of fans who filled the ballpark to see a woman playing with the fellas.
This second base lady is up in the NAL to stay. It's a woman's world.
Scored 1 assist. Okay.
So 2 down. Now it's the shortstop, Kent. Ground ball up the middle. Stone handles this one. Now a jump throw.
Let's go.
That will end the inning.
I thought I was gonna mess up on that one too. Success against Satchel?
Toni Stone, in a career that had many highlights, would say herself that her greatest accomplishment was getting a hit off of the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige. But Toni wasn't alone. A lot of Negro League players would also say their greatest accomplishment was getting a hit off of Leroy Satchel Paige because y'all, Satchel didn't give up. many hits. But Toni was so proud of the fact that she stood in that batter's box, stared down the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige, and got that hit off of him. And it was an amazing moment in an amazing career for the legendary Toni Stone.
Staring down Satchel Paige. Here we go. Probably just tally one hit.
Standing in is the power hitting second baseman, Toni Stone. The pitch. Next offering, popped in the air, right field. Sellers makes the play, and there's one away. Back to the top of the lineup. Toni Stone digging in now. And a swing and a miss.
I wanted that too. I wanted that too. Come on.
In the air on the infield, and the infield fly is called. Here comes a pitch.
Well, these players showed great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They've worked 3 walks already, so that proves they're not anxious up there. They're sticking to their game plan, and it's working.
This one high in the air, left center. Sanders makes a nice grab at a full sprint. Slider clips the corner.
Nope. We'll take it. We'll take that.
And that's outside. And the count is 1-1.
That fastball's coming.
Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Popped up right side. Little makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
All right, we got this.
Now it's the second
Would love to
baseman,
take him
Toni
deep right here.
And here it comes.
Love a home run.
Out towards right center field. He's got it. 1 down. Back at Busch Stadium. Here's the second baseman, Toni Stone. In the air, left field. Has a beat on it. Makes the grab, 1 away.
This is going to be a problem.
A wind in the pitch.
Oh my God, why am I swinging at that? I saw that going outside too.
Line to second, snagged on the bounce. And Stone is retired. Bottom of the first, leading off, Toni Stone.
This is going to be the third time's try.
On the ground to third.
Oh, not swinging at that.
1 gone, bottom half of the first.
I should have let that go.
Back here in Indianapolis, bottom 4, standing in is the power hitting second baseman, Toni Stone.
There we go.
Ball pretty well struck out towards right center. That's back.
Gone. Let's go. That's what I wanted. Legendary praise.
Toni Stone was a tremendous athlete. She was a multi-sport athlete. She played basketball, she played softball, she played football, and she also ran track. Could run the 100-yard dash in 11 seconds. So yes, she
That's some
had
wheels.
tremendous athleticism. Don't take my word for it. Take the word of the legendary Henry Aaron, who praised Toni Stone as a good ball player, or her teammate here in Kansas City, Ernie Banks, who could pick it himself, who would say of Toni Stone that she was smooth in the infield.
That's some high praise. And that is fast. 100-yard dash in 11 seconds? Tally 2 hits with 1 ribby. Okay.
Big spot here as Toni Stone digs in with the bases loaded. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Off balance beat, there's 1. Over to first, safe.
Fielder's
Before Toni
choice.
Stone and Ernie Banks were teammates, they actually played against each other. The Monarchs and Clowns played each other several times in 1953.
Get down.
Ernie is the shortstop for
Let's go.
KC, and Toni at second for the Clowns.
That's a hit. Into third now.
I need
So
one more
runners
hit.
at the corners and 1 out.
One more hit. That's all we need for this episode.
Swing and a fly
Not like
ball
that.
in the air out towards right center field, and that'll do it.
Oop, I get another shot.
You mentioned that exhibition, Chris. Toni saw a lot of maturity in Ernie's game, and she watched him all season learning
Oh,
from
my
him.
goodness.
He'd go on to praise her talent and determination. Zips it across, and Stone is retired. That ends the inning, and they limit. 1 down. Toni Stone digging in now. Ground ball could be 2. Banks. Now 2 away as
Nope,
they
just
get a
the
run
one.
across.
Before Toni Stone and Ernie Banks were teammates, they actually played against each other. The
Good
Monarchs
Lord.
and Clowns played each other several times in 1953, with Ernie as the shortstop for KC and Toni at second for the Clowns.
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's 1 down. You mentioned that exhibition, Chris. Toni saw a lot of maturity in Ernie's game, and she watched him all season learning from it. He'd go on to praise her talent and determination.
Oh, I'm
High fly
underneath
ball
these
out into
pitches.
left center field. Newman pulls it down, and that's the 3rd out.
Underneath these
Back
pitches.
to work. Ripped on a line. Newman racing over
That
to
was
make
good.
the catch.
Just
That talent and determination Toni had, Boog, that's what it takes to play pro ball, regardless of gender. There are women out there with that talent and determination, and I'm excited to see them rise.
And a base hit.
there we go. I won't get another shot though.
Big spot here as Toni Stone digs in with the bases loaded. Bounce to third. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. To first, and she beats it. Everyone's safe. As a run scores.
Okay, that did count as a hit. Whew. Whew.
Way outside, straight to the backstop.
So that takes double play out of effect. There we go.
Hit hard, should be extra bases. 1 runs in. Another comes in to score, and it's a double-digit lead as they're
So we
up
wanted.
by 10.
Fueling Dreams. Okay.
It was rough in a small town, being called tomboy.
Well, that must have been hard for you then. I mean, to follow your dream like that.
Yes, but I showed it now. Get you one because I got mine.
In 1953, Toni Stone made history when she became the first woman to play professionally with the men in the Negro Leagues. And while that is certainly a milestone, she opened the door for her fellow Indianapolis Clown colleagues, Connie Morgan and Mamie Peanut Johnson. As young ladies who make their way here to the Negro League Baseball Museum, many of them softball players, the look of awe that they carry with them when they are introduced to these three pioneering women who played baseball. And they played baseball with the fellas. And every so often, someone will say, well, one day a woman will play in the major leagues, or a woman will play professional baseball. And for me, I'm like, no, it won't be one day. The question is, when will it happen again? Because it already has happened. What we are doing is fueling dreams. We're fueling the possibilities that come from this incredible story of amazing athletes who overcame the obstacles that were in front of them to go after their dreams. For Toni and Mamie and Connie, it was the dream of playing baseball, and they were able to fulfill that dream. And the Negro Leagues gave them a platform to do just that. This museum, it is also about fueling dreams, hopes, and possibilities.
We got Toni Stone done. And we got Rube Foster.